Right. When I got done in that house, Ormsby Bank I only found out recently there was 14 of them in that house. I only found out by the owner. Tommy contacted me not long ago and said there was 14 of them in the house, Brian. And the young lad who was in, there was Tommy Harrison was in, there was Buster. He was in there, a taxi driver. They had shotguns to his head and handguns to him, to both of them, and to get me in the house. So I went in the house, I went in, had the fight with them. They tried to throw me about, I fucking threw them all over. It went on for about 10-12 minutes, this fight. They'd stabbed me up in bars, my leg was hanging off. I was still fucking throwing them out, come on, screaming at them, shouting. And they hit me in the face with a marble, a thing full of marbles, like a sock, but it was made out of chamois, like a chamois leather it was made out of. And it hit me in the eye, and nearly popped my eye. And they were stabbing me, and my leg was hanging off here with a machete. I've got holes all over the top of my head, stab wounds in my back and my legs and my backside, all that stuff. So they tried to kill me in the house. So because I was fighting that much with them, I went down in the end. And they never knocked me out. They were trying to knock me out, they hit me with bars and all fucking sort. Anyway, they were hitting me, but when they put me down, I thought, that's him, he's finished, he's fucked. So I just, don't know what was in me, went, get up, you fucking asshole, get up. And I just pushed myself up and got up. And the young kid, Andrew, was there. It was another kid, he was the owner's son. He was 12-year-old. And the other kids contacted me since, when he told the story, contacted me a couple of days ago. He said, I'd love to come on the podcast and tell you what really happened, because I'm sick of being all the stupid rumours about you. He said, you got off the floor near the fireplace. He said that they were stood near the door. There was about 6 of them stood in the passageway, and about another 6 or 7 here. And there was one in the kitchen, he said. And when you jumped up and went, come on, you started screaming at it again, they fucking shit themselves. They run out that house, he said, like fucking scurry rats. They flew in them cars and they fucked off in jeeps and drove off. So they got caught and they got remanded. I went to court and got every single one of them off. Got them all off. Never made a statement against none of them. Got every single one of them off. So when I was in hospital, I know you read the story about it, so I'm getting to the other bit. So when I was in hospital, the police come to see me and said, look, if you make why don't, he said, I know you won't make a statement. They said to me, why don't you just give us a blood sample? Because we've got them now nicked because they got caught. Because when they're coming up the house, neighbours took the registrations. And the road's got about 3,000 cars an hour on Ormsby Bank. Anyone going there, you'll see it's just chock with cars. You can't get across sometimes you'd be stood 10-15 minutes trying to get across the roads, that many cars. It's one of the busiest roads in Teesside. An off-duty policeman took the reg, phoned the police for an APB out, all pointers bulletin. So when they were going towards Newcastle where they lived, pulled them over and caught them in the car with the shotgun, handgun, machete, blood all over the clothes, which is my blood. But because I wouldn't give a sample, they're not allowed to do it unless you were murdered and you were dead. So this other copper come the next day and he said to me, they didn't just come eat all them, you know, because I thought it was about 8 to 10 of them. But later on we found out there's 14 of them. And they were on a bike. They followed me on a bike to see where I was living, because they went to Roseworth Fest where I lived, see me in the car there when I was there. And then they went to Tommy's, got Tommy to phone me, and I went over to Tommy's and they were all hiding in the house with machetes and them bars. 14 of the fucking cowardly shit houses. Not fucking one of yous could beat me. Not one, not even 3 years at a time or 4 years at a time could beat me with them. So you had to take weapons to beat me, you cowardly bastards. Sorry for swearing, guys, but they pissed me off with the shit houses they are. So anyway, I'm in the hospital. I'm fucking dead. Stabbed all over, wounds all over me, stitches everywhere, pints of blood. It's in the middle of the Evening Gazette. It was on the telly, it was on the radio station and everything. But people know this is true. So they said, the cops said to me, well, they didn't just come down here to give you a good hiding, they've come down here to kill you. I thought, he's just trying to scare me so I'd make a statement on my head. But when I thought about what he said, he was right. He said, they're caught now, they're looking at 30 plus years, maybe 33 years in jail. Because it's not just, they haven't come down here to give you a good hiding. They've come down with shotguns, they've come down with handguns, they've come down with machetes, they've come down with body bags. Do you mean body bags? He said, look, they've got body bags. They've got a body bag there. So if you've died, they're going to put you in the fucking body bag. Later on, someone who lives in this area had a boat. And he's written in his book, when they come down to get Brian Cockerill, so-called admin from Newcastle, they said, if he dies, they had a fucking chainsaw apparently, this is the truth, going to cut me up into fucking pieces, put me in the body bag and throw me in the sea, because the lad from Hartlepool owned the boat. And this is a story, it's come out before, but I'm just telling you now. So they were going to fucking dump me in the fucking sea from the marina in Hartlepool. The lad had a boat there, he had his own boat, and they threatened him to take me. He's not fucking taking him. but I never died. The plan didn't work. So what happened is, the police they were looking at 33 years because it was conspiring to murder you, and it wasn't just attempted murder. They were going to try and kill you, and that's what the cops were saying to me. I didn't believe them, but obviously I find out it's true now. I still wouldn't press charges on anyone. I wouldn't press charges on them. You know, only if somebody called you a paedophile I would, or somebody called you a nonce. You've got to do that because you've got to stick up for your name. Somebody saying, "Oh, he's a nonce, he's this, that." You know, the only people who can help you is the police. You've got no choice. You know, people said, "What do you think I should do?" Right? Well, somebody's calling you a nonce, you've got to go to the police. You want people to call you a paedophile, so the only people who can help you is them. So yeah, so anyway, get back to the story. I'll tell you, I'll let this one go because it's going on a bit longer. It takes too long to download, and I'll do part 2 after I'm talking to you guys. So don't forget to push the like buttons. Don't forget the next part story is part 2 coming on. So I'll do that now. God bless you.